Hey there, since you clicked on this, I'm going to assume you know Ultimate Random Night. But if you don't, Ultimate Random Night, or URN for short, is a Fnaf fan game on Roblox that turns the chaotic mess that UCN is into a multiplayer experience. 8 players play 8 random animatronics while one survives till 6 AM as a guard. During the game, a challenge night may be picked instead of the usual random night. A challenge night has a set character list with a theme, like Bird's Attack having bear animatronics, Old Friends being UCN's old friends, but a little different, and The Stars and the Fallen being Fnaf 6 related, and so on. There are around 24 of these challenge nights, I think, in which I will focus on what I call the easiest challenge night in URN, that being Fright in the Pizzeria. Allow me to explain why. Fright in the Pizzeria is a Fnaf 3 based challenge, if you somehow couldn't tell by it having every character in Fnaf 3. Other than those two. I don't know if you count. The challenge is keeping either Springtrap or Molten Freddy away from the office, or both, while the Phantoms constantly interrupt you, and Scrap Baby tries to drain your power, if she's even there. From my experience, you will always be defending from at least 2 lethal animatronics, whether it be Springtrap and Molten Freddy and Scrap Baby and Springtrap. If you're unlucky, then all 3, or you might get real lucky and just defend against 1. That can happen. Usually it requires one of them to leave the game though. The strategy I use is the reason why I say this is the easiest challenge night. Anyone can do it. First thing you do is activate Power Gen. You cannot win without it active. And at this point, it should just be muscle memory to turn it on at the start of every game, no matter what the night is. Then, you ignore the left vent seal, and audio lower cam 13. Yes, the one next to the vent that leads to your office. I'm sure at least one person should know that you never should do this. You instead use the lower on cam 12. But there's a reason for this. It's to encourage Springtrap and Molten Freddy, if they're there, to enter the vent that leads to your office. The players using them should know that they can end the game early or get a huge lead by using that vent. Now that they have entered the vent, they will almost always 100% gun into the office to end the guard, but little do they know, they have fallen for the trap. Once you see them crawling in the left vent from the office, you close the vent on them and quickly activate the left vent seal, trapping the only 2 lethal animatronics for the rest of the night. Now all you have to do is wind the box every couple seconds and get yourself that free badge. Might as well start recording, you never know. Look at that. Fright in the Pizzeria, in my whole personal opinion, probably the easiest challenge night in this game. Now, I'm about to show you why. Fuck. Audio. That's what you'd like to see. You can win. Second try is the charm. Those are for losers. I'm gonna lose it. She was in there? No. Let's try this one more time. Stay there. What? Maybe this time. What? Are you for real? I'm just gonna... As great as the strategy is, it isn't exactly 100%. It took me about 6 tries to get this footage of me winning with it, and then one of the tries, I straight up just won the match without it. And that is because this strategy has 3 pretty big faults. Number 1. Wasting power. This usually leads to a power outage, since you'll always be at 1 power usage with this strat. Don't go wasting power freely because you trapped them in the vent. I think it was my second attempt where I shut all my doors to safely reboot the systems, while Scrap Baby was roaming the building, and I didn't realize till too late that this trick I was doing drained away too much of the power. Number 2. Scrap Baby. Her existence can end the run, as getting rid of her is pretty difficult with phantoms around. Every time she wakes up, she will always cause some sort of power loss, whether that be shocking her, which takes a percent of power, and even blocking her attack with the door takes away power. Also, if she does enter the office, just leave the game at that point, since she drains a very important 25% of the power. And number 3, the biggest issue with the strategy. These are real people you're playing with, not AI that you can easily manipulate like in the actual games. Sometimes you get an AFK player, which is cool until 3 minutes into the game when he wakes up and now you have to deal with him right outside your office. Or the Molten Freddy knows that they can enter the air duct that is on cam 13 and uses that instead of the vent, or when they just don't know they can vent and end up messing the plan out of their inability to read that the character they're using can in fact enter vents. It's happened to me before. It really sucks. Even if the strategy doesn't always work, this challenge night is still pretty easy compared to the others. Yes, that includes Terror at the Pizzeria and Ladies Night Out, which are, in my opinion, the other 2 easiest challenge nights. I think the reason why this challenge night is so easy stems from its roster. Let me explain each of their gimmicks real quick. I'll start from left to right. Springtrap wanders to your office, can use vents, The audio lure can stun him, and it can take him to adjacent cameras to keep him away from the office. Don't use the audio lure while he's stunned, however, since it grants him I think 30 seconds of immunity. Phantom Freddy can materialize nearly anywhere. Once he fully materializes, he will cause a door error. You can counter him by shining the light on him. Phantom Chica can either haunt a camera or all the cameras if they're in the office. Avoid using them while she's haunting them, or she'll cause a camera error. Phantom Foxy can materialize nearly anywhere, like Freddy. But if he materializes in the office, quickly pull either the camera or the control panel to counter him. If he is on a camera, shine the light on him. Failing to do this will cause a light error. Phantom Balloon Boy can materialize in any camera and office vents. To counter him, avoid looking at him. If you don't, he'll cause a ventilation error. Phantom Angle is pretty much just Phantom BB. If you fail to counter them, however, they will lock you in the office and will blast your ears with noise for a few seconds. And when they leave, they'll cause an audio error. Yay! Phantom Puppet can wander anywhere. The more the box winds down, the more they materialize. If the box is below 60%, they can attack and cause a random error. If the box is below 30%, they will stun you for a couple seconds, like Phantom Angle. And if it's at 0, they can end your night. Puppet buffs the speed of animatronics. Cannot attack until the box is at 0. So just wind the box. Monster Freddy, pretty much a copy paste of Springtrap, except they can use the air ducts, and the audio lure doesn't stun them for as long. However, you can use the controlled shock to keep them in place longer. Scrap Baby wakes up every 50 seconds with an audio cue. Takes about 10 seconds to run into your office. If controlled shock though, they will be stunned for a short time and have a permanent speed nerf until she gets set back. She can't end the night until a power outage. Now that I've explained the roster, I'm sure you might have noticed why I think this challenge is pretty easy. The only ones that can reasonably end the night are Springtrap and Molten Freddy. Once you figure out how to counter the annoying phantoms, you can keep the 2 most lethal animatronics away for the rest of the night, and you'll probably never see Puppet unless you forget about the box. Scrap Baby does make it a little more challenging, but as long as you keep track of her, she shouldn't be able to drain your power. This video isn't here to make fun of the challenge. I like the way it is. It's good that each challenge has different levels of difficulty. If I were to make a change, however, I think I would swap out Molten Freddy with Afton, just to give it a little more variety. And also I think it makes more sense for him to be there than Molten Freddy, but that's just what I think. I made this video because I think this challenge night is one of the funner ones, just because I like trapping them in the vent. I'm pretty sure I've said everything I wanted to say. If you made it here,